We the champions here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first look is incomplete. This defense for the Vikings, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
And that will be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hey, check Megan.
They start the drive with Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
38.
On play action, Lance. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Ready.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey.
Here's Lance. And his throw here's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Lance again. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. Down inside the 10. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Cook will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Nice job of polishing off that drive, and all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
This is the tight end, Njoku. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Off of play action, here's Lance. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Lance going to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get 15, but they still need it a little bit more. 4th down.
Ready. Ready, go. Ready.
Look at this, a tight end carry. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On first down, Lance. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Second down and goal. Lance. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows that throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Here is Cook on third and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here first and 10. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. They'll look to throw here. He'll get that one to Carter complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That gain on third down, good for 28. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Back to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Second and 5. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Commanders are back within a score. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech. I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
Taking a shot here for Marshall. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Lance. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, the first two drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers in the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Play action. Now it's Lance. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think that
touchdown! David Njoku. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Well, they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. We often give credit to the O-line. There, 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Lance now on 1st down. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this one is incomplete.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. It's 38. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To throw, it's Lance. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Oh, look at this play call. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. And a gadget play here on 4th down winds up backfiring. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
On play action, Lance. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Let's go. On the ball. On the ball.
A final shot before half for Lance. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
23 yards the pickup there.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Now Lance on the bootleg. He's got a man. That's Marshall. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it'll be second down.
Here we go. Here we go. 52. Hey, rest.
From midfield, here's Lance. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Black open. Heel black. He's back.
From the gun on third down, Lance. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
They'll set up a throw. And yet again, it's McLaurin. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are and hopefully they can correct them.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The linebacker, Robert Spillane, making a big play. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And Lance's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And the ball is knocked out. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a 1st down. And defensively, maybe an opportunity missed there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. Big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Shot, 17.
From the 36, Lance. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Again, it's Lance. His throw incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Off of play action, here's Lance. Flush to his right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A run between the tackles with Breida. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Back to throw here. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 40. 15 yards there on the catch and run. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 30. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some big jelly or something like that.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Jonathan Garibay out there now, and this is a big pressure spot. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Garibay's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they really need to forget about their last time out, the turnover that led to a field goal. So now they try to regroup, trailing in the final quarter. Obviously, they'd love a touchdown, but 3 would suffice. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Lance now on first down. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And they're going to get this up to midfield. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Lance. And complete, right side to Cook. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Lance. And that's going to be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Lance back to throw. This one caught. It's the tight end Hockenson. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 14. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. And they get to him quickly here as he stops right around the 13. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Now Lance. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Took their shot at going for the win, didn't get it. They'll bring out the field goal unit, tie this thing.
It's the right call. I truly believe that. But if I'm on defense, I'm also staying a little loose here in case they wanted to be really aggressive and fake it.
Patterson's kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. What a gigantic interception here in the first drive of overtime. And now, Charles, with where they're at on the field, I mean, they're already in field goal range to win this thing.
And the head coach is just talking to the special teams coordinator right now and saying, okay, where does he want the ball positioned? Because that's all you're going to do on offense. Move it to that spot. Make sure you take care of the football and probably third down, kick the field goal, and try and win this game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's a give up the middle. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the 1st down. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. Every eye in the stadium locked in on Riley Patterson. And he got